Howdy y'all, NESHY Nick Anktel here with the Crystal Beast Spells tier list. I really like doing these tier lists because it helps me kind of discuss all the bad Crystal Beast cards in the archetype. So it kind of gives you some insight on what I think about them. Obviously this is all just opinion, so it's just a tier list. You know, these are just fun. But it is cool, like I said, just being able to talk about cards that aren't necessarily played in the archetype. And you kind of get a second look and kind of see it all in perspective in relation to all the other cards. So we're going to go ahead and rate these spell cards. We're starting off with Advanced Dark. This is actually really cool because it's like the only card that turns the Crystal Beast into Advanced Crystal Beast. But we're going to go ahead and place it in D tier because while it is cool, it has a lot of potential. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually do very much for the deck. It is cool being able to send Crystal Beast from deck to grave to probably get out Rainbow Dragon a little bit faster. The battle effect for Rainbow Dragon is pretty cool too, but it doesn't really come up and it just doesn't do enough for the archetype. It definitely has potential though, turning all the Crystal Beasts to Dark type. Now, Ancient City Rainbow Ruins, I'm going to put as B tier. B tier is kind of like the cards that are really broken if they're in combination with other cards or if they have the right setup. So I believe Rainbow Ruins is like, it can be really broken if it has the right setup. You know, once you get 3 or more, you're pretty good. Once you're at 4, that's like, it's replacing itself. It's a very good card. Crystal Abundance, I'm going to put at A tier because while it also needs setup to be broken, it's not just broken, it's game ending. So this is good enough where it's like, if it has the right setup, you actually just win the game straight from there. So Abundance, definitely an A tier card. Not necessarily S tier just because it does cost a lot in terms of how many resources it takes during the game. And it doesn't always result in an OTK, like if your opponent only has 2 or 3 cards out on their field. If they have 3, you can get 3 Zenith, and that's why Zenith is amazing. But next is Crystal Bond, S tier, definitely. It's one of the best cards in the deck, because if any other deck had a card that said add a monster from deck to hand and dump one to the graveyard, that's just broken. Like, think about if Shadal's had that. The deck would be tier 1 for sure. I mean, it was already tier 1 for a couple of formats, but next is going to be Crystal Promise. So I'm also going to put it in B tier. It's pretty good once it has the right setup. Maybe not broken, but like definitely a card that is, you know, puts in work when it can. Definitely a B tier card. I like Crystal Promise. On the other hand, Crystal Beacon, it also requires a lot of work, but I'm going to put it in B tier above Promise. Just for the same reason, it takes a lot to be able to activate it. Getting 2 in the back row, I mean, you can get it off of Bond, but if you get it interrupted in between that, then it's kind of rough trying to resolve that Beacon. So Beacon, even though it is really good when it resolves and you get that Ruby effect, think about it, you have to get Crystal Bond to resolve, Sapphire Pegasus to resolve, and not only the Crystal Beacon to resolve, but also the Ruby Carbuncle that you special summon off Beacon to resolve. So that, I mean, it can be done, and it definitely is a line of play we should aim for, but it's not A tier or S tier, in my opinion. Crystal Blessing, I want to put it in B tier. I love this card so much, but, you know, it's C tier. It doesn't start plays or extend or anything. It's really just an enabler, so yeah, it's not quite on the level of these cards, but it is still a good card. I like it. Like, it's like these cards, C and above, are all like pretty decent cards. Crystal Release, I'm going to also put in D tier. I'll put it above Advanced Dark though, because it has a little bit more utility than Advanced Dark. You know, it was used a ton when Crystal Beasts didn't have as many broken spells as they have now, and it's just a way that you can beat over things that you wouldn't usually. Just a good card. Unfortunately, it misses timing on like everything. Like if you Link Summon or if you use Parallel Twister to put it to grave and then destroy another card on the field, it just always misses timing, which is annoying. And then Crystal Tree, I'm going to also put it in C tier. I'm going to put it below Blessing just because I like Blessing more. But Crystal Tree, it's a good enabler. Like, these two are just good enablers. It's not broken though when it resolves, so it's not quite B tier. Rainbow Bridge, S tier, definitely. Best spell in the deck, I think. Obviously, the search spells are only as good as their targets, so if Crystal Bomb didn't exist, then I don't think Rainbow Bridge wouldn't be as good. But, you know, Rainbow Bridge being able to search all of this makes it definitely the best spell in the deck. And then Rainbow Refraction. I'm going to be honest, I've never once resolved this card, and I think that just attests to how bad it is. Comment if you've actually resolved Rainbow Refraction in a duel, like an actual duel, not just testing. This is just such a bad card. It looks cool though, so you can give it that. And then Rare Value. Rare Value I'm going to put in D tier. I'll put it above these two though. But Rare Value, man, if only it used Crystal Beast in hand, then it'd be so good. It'd be an instant 3 of in every single Crystal Beast deck. But unfortunately, you have to get Crystal Beast in the back row in order to make it live and then get 2 draws off of it. You don't even get to pick which Crystal Beast you send to grave, so you can't strategize around that. You kind of have to next level your opponent and try and trick them into sending the one that you want them to send. But since it requires Crystal Beast in the back row in order to resolve, it's not a starter. It's like an extender that's not as good. I'd rather have Crystal Beacon as an extender where you know it's going to put in some work. But Rare Value, it's just a draw 2 that isn't a starter. That's what makes it not very good. It's just a little bit of missed potential, in my opinion. Still good D tier card. But that's going to do it. I really enjoy making these tier lists. If you have any changes you'd like to make to this tier list, please comment below and let me hear your thought. I love to see those comments. Join the Crystal Beast Facebook group in order to join in on the Crystal Beast discussion, and I'll see you guys in the next video.